All right, check this out. Do you think that Jaylen Brown is a top 10 player?
No.
Do you think Jaylen Brown is a top 20 player? I know it's going to get critical.
Probably.
You said probably. Do you have Jaylen Brown over Jamal Murray?
I mean,
No.
De'Aaron Fox?
if we're talking
Yes.
bank accounts,
So you would pick Jaylen Brown over De'Aaron Fox. Okay.
Yeah.
John Morant?
Yeah.
rip me out the plastic, got me back to brand new.
Yeah. We're asking right now, right?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah. But that's biasness.
Yeah, come on.
I don't like Mitchell. That's why I hate him.
I think, okay. Shea?
No.
LeBron?
No.
Anthony Davis?
Yes.
Devin Booker?
That was also a biased pick, by the
No,
way.
I know.
Whoa,
no.
Whoa, what are we talking about?
They have on NBA Central, they had a list come out, top 25. And my response to that, where does Donovan Mitchell land at
Players in the league?
in the league, top 25? And due to his ranking, does he deserve a $304 million contract?
Jaylen Brown?
Correct.
What?
If he's not a top 20 player, why is he getting paid $304?
Nah, I think he just was eligible for the Supermax. So, like, he was going to get it. He wasn't going to ask for nothing less, or he was going to leave. So I think Boston...
No, they had to pay him.
Yeah, I think
but then
Boston
I think
was like,
that's
"All right,
why
we'll
it
pay him."
goes into the...
Got you.
I'm good.
The snack that smiles back.
Just saying, I got some.
Goldfish?
Damn.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the Big
Smallz.
Podcast, and I'm here accompanied with Eli and EJ. My name is Ray. We're going to get right into it because we have a topic that we really need to speak about, okay? But before that, make sure if you guys enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. Into our intro segment, though, fellas, I'm going to give you guys 5 players. And you guys are going to tell me, out of those 5 players, who is the most deadly when hot.
Most deadliest when hot. Okay.
Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Carmelo Anthony, Damian Lillard, Baby Melo, Damian Lillard, or Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
First sub question is, like I said, out of those 5, to you, who is most dangerous when hot?
When hot.
Damian Lillard.
Why? I'm laughing because I didn't think you were going there.
Nah.
I actually didn't think you were going there.
Yeah, no, I think he's super lethal
Okay.
as soon as he steps over half. And he can do everything really when he's hot. He gets into that real that punch dribble step back bag, and it gets ugly. I mean, a good reference to that. I mean, I know they rarely play defense in the All-Star game, but this past year's All-Star game, he was going bananas. I think
And he shot at half. He
Big.
shot at half.
I think he shot a
And
little
made it.
before half.
Oh, yeah, you might be right. And made it.
Yeah, him and D Mitchell were actually going at it. So he's my one.
I'm sorry. I know I talk a lot about my boy, but I'm a rock with him. I'm going with Stephen Curry.
All right, first of all, why Burry?
Curry? I don't know.
We blood out here?
I mean, we are in... Well, I'm not going to say we're at.
Okay. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right, my fault. But
We are in a very dicey area.
very.
So, yes, Stephen Curry, I'm going with him.
I'm not gonna really ask you why, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I kind of know why, and it's also kind of in the same realm as probably Dame.
Yeah.
in that
Right.
category.
I'm going to be. All right, this is what I'm gonna tell you guys. My pick was actually Dame, but you picked Dame, so I'm gonna argue, or I'm gonna be a third wheel and pick someone else who I think has done something that the other 5 hasn't done. And we can it's semantics. We can argue about every well, this guy does this one does this. I'm going to pick Klay Thompson. And the reason I'm going to pick Klay Thompson is this. When hot, Klay's giving you 37 a quarter.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And he's not putting the ball on the floor.
When hot, Klay's giving you 60 plus with 11 dribbles.
Yeah, no, he's not putting the ball on the floor.
Yeah, but like, somebody got to give him the ball.
I hear you. I completely hear you because we can all argue that Dame, Steph, Kyrie, when hot, it's probably a little bit more deadlier because they're creating their shots.
Yeah.
More Dame and Kyrie over Steph because Steph plays a little bit more of the whole facilitator role. But I get it. You know, those three guys, once they pass half court, you better be on them.
Yeah.
Like white on rice.
Yeah.
Because if not, it's kadoosh. With Klay, I'm just, like I said, I'm playing the devil's advocate to you two. 11 dribble. The boy doesn't even dribble when he's dropping 60.
Nah, facts.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Then on top of that, I know Steph does it too.
Yeah.
I'm running 80 screens just to put a hand in his mitt, and he's still gonna switch it in my face.
Yeah.
Now I'm giving you guys reasons that kind of don't matter because again, the question is when hot. I'm not asking how does he get the points.
Yeah.
But when hot, Klay is lethal.
No, he's deadly.
Klay's lethal.
Definitely my 2.
Yeah.
He's my 2.
So you're going Dame. Wait, can we hear your response on why you picked Dame? I know you're picking Klay because of
So
Dame.
biggest thing, like I said about the point guards, the ball is mostly in his hand. But Dame, and we can get into it maybe in another episode. Dame can do some of the stuff. I was about to curse. Dame can do some of the stuff that Kyrie could do, along with the range that Steph Curry has.
Yes,
I like
I
that.
agree.
So, again, we're passing that half court line. You could play up to him, but you might get a little saucy-saucy.
He might blow right by you, post.
Or he can give you a Paul. I love you, Paul George, but he can give you a Paul George and look at you in the face and be like, "Yo, catch this 3 real quick." So, to me, if I wasn't playing devil's advocate, Dame's number 1.
Yeah.
I'm still picking, which kind of contradicts who I actually picked, but I'm going to pick Kyrie second.
You're picking Kyrie too.
I'm picking Kyrie too because the thing with Kyrie is this. When he's hot, he's hot. And the problem with Kyrie being hot is now you do not know what to do. Kyrie sauce you. Kyrie shoots on you. Kyrie under the rim, you're not blocking anything.
Yeah.
He has a layup bag like no other. So he has so many dimensions to his game that now you add the fact that he's hot. Try me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're talking about what he did to the Spurs and dropped 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, try me.
Or when he dropped 60 against Orlando this past season.
Offensive wins games, right, guys?
Yeah. I just think I'm just going with my 5.
Wait,
Wait, my bad. Let me round out the 5. So that's my 1 and 2. I'm gonna pick Klay 3, and that's just because of everything Now, who's my 4 and 5? I am not disrespecting him in any way, shape, or form. These two guys are very deadly in their respective games. Just me as Ray. The thing is, when I say these kind of answers, I'm giving you answers as if I'm running the team. And what I would want you to do or what I'm looking in your game for.
Yeah.
All right? 4, I'm putting Steph. Same reasons as Dame, same reasons as Kyrie. There could be a little bit more biasness because I love Kyrie more, and Dame just, to me, does a little bit of what they both do combined.
yeah.
5th, I'm putting Melo.
Yo, disrespect to Melo.
That is kind of a disrespect, and the reason why this is disrespect, another thing I'm contradicting myself. I think, in my opinion, and again, we can have this conversation another day. I don't care who you can name. There's not a 3 out there that has a better post move bag than Melo.
Yeah.
No.
Or jab step. Don't go.
The 30 jab steps that he throws just to shoot the jumper.
Yeah.
Jab step, up fake.
Jab step, up fake, jab step. Looks into his wife in the stands, jab step. Then it's a cuh. No disrespect. Now, the thing is, again, no disrespect to Melo, but I don't think Melo has the dribble, the way the other dudes in my list has. And
Klay Thompson?
Oh, I don't think he can shoot the 3-ball clip as lethal as Klay can.
Okay.
Your top 5.
Yeah, let's-
Or how are you going to rearrange this list?
Your list?
Excuse me.
So I said I had Curry 1.
Uh-huh.
Then I have Melo second.
Okay.
Then I have Dame. After Dame, I have Clay, Kyrie.
Okay.
That's disrespectful. But okay.
Bro, hold on, time out. I feel like either way, like someone's in the 5 spot is gonna get left
Nah, yeah.
for their reasons.
It's gonna be
like
somewhat disrespectful.
he said Kyrie, and like he's out here spitting facts, and I'm like, yo, I should move him up on my list.
Yeah.
But there's obviously the way I feel about Clay when he set Clay at 2. I'm like, hey, yo, bro, don't do that. So that's why we just for me, Melo does it for me. He in the post, down low, in the mid, no one's killing the mid, and in the 3, he shooting just as well as anybody else we just named on that list.
Yeah.
So don't get it twisted. He can still shoot the out of the ball. That's just I'm Baby Melo. I'm respect him, bro. He's 2 on my list.
Yo, first of all, don't ever say Baby Melo like that in that tone ever again, brother.
Just say it.
Okay.
So I know Kyrie, that's your favorite player. So he may be in that 2 to 4
Nah.
spot.
My 5 is Dame, Clay. I'm gonna go Steph, Melo, Kyrie. And the only reason why Kyrie's 5 on my list and Melo, why they're 4-5, is because a lot of the shots that they do take when they are hot are contested tough shots. So like I feel like a lot of the times, like Clay, when he's on a heater, he's getting open looks, and you know they're good.
Yeah.
Dame is shooting from so far out. Steph is shooting from so far out. They have so much space. Like those are looks. Like those are
Those are good looks for them.
those are good looks for them. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that Melo and Kyrie aren't capable of making those tough shots, but at the end of the day, they're tough shots, bro.
Yeah, I mean they get paid. Like Kyrie, he'll rather like a hand up in his face than to be wide open.
A la J.R. Smith.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like Melo's like, yo, play fence. I'ma fry you.
Yeah.
He don't want to be Clay and have open shots. That system is made for Clay. Anywhere else, I don't think he's.
But
Clay.
when he's on a burner, bro, he's
Oh.
not missing.
I hear you. It's like he's shooting out there by himself.
Yo, like, could you imagine like getting into the lane, seeing that? Yo, you're literally running the other way. Tree play.
Maybe we should look into the advanced stats for all 5 of them.
Don't start with that.
Yeah, let me not. All right, I like that. And I think we went a little bit more in depth than we usually do in an intro topic. So I kind of like that. That was kind of fun. But now it's time to get into the main topic. Very juicy topic that's been in the media for probably the last week. I remember texting you guys once I watched this podcast live because they premiered the podcast. I watched it live, and shout out to the 520 or the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague and them. Jeff Teague brings up an argument that the question is Dwayne Wade versus James Harden. Jeff Teague's stance is that he picks James Harden over Dwayne Wade. Now, before I ask you guys the question specifically, I think Teague is talking on a offensive perspective. I don't think he was really trying to get into careers and what they bring to the table.
Okay.
But regardless of the fact, I just wanted to say that for the audience because I don't want people thinking like I'm just bashing Jeff Teague or just agreeing with what he's saying. Now, with us, I'm going to position the question. Dwayne Wade versus James Harden. Overall, who is better?
I'm going D Wade.
I'm going D Wade.
Why? And you guys obviously, you guys can tag team together. You guys can tell me separately, or
I'm gonna just start with how I view it. Right. Every time I have this discussion, I always go back. People are always like, "Oh, D Wade was carried," right? He had Shaq, he had LeBron. I'm like, all right. If people are real basketball enthusiasts and really know the game, if they go back to that 06 finals when they were playing Dallas, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe they were down 2-1 or it was tied 2-2.
No, it's 2-0.
They were down 2-0.
2-0.
Yeah. And we talk about that instinct, that switch. right? That players have, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. That switch, the tear that he went on to lead the Heat to win that finals alone, that '06 finals, to me, already is up here. You're already up here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, James Harden is amazing. Yeah, I know how I feel about JH. I love Jamie. But I think at their peaks, they could have been equal, but I'm still going to go with D Wade every time. He's a winner. He's probably the best two after Michael and Kobe. He is, I believe he's top 5 in blocks.
For shooting guards.
For shooting guards.
Okay.
Defensively, he was a menace, and he took the league by storm, just like JH did. But JH, oh man, this is gonna hurt me to say. When it comes to that playoff time, boy, when it comes to where the lights is bright, it's not there. And I'm just talking strictly eye test. I'm not talking stats. Because for me, fuck the stats. It's all about eye test for me. I love what you do in the regular season, dog. But that don't gonna mean nothing if we're not getting no trophies out of it. All the ha step back is cool. Dropping 60-point triple doubles is cool. Got nothing to show for it though. I don't even think he has an MVP. Or he has one.
He got one.
He has one.
And I think they gave it to him. But I really think LeBron should have won it.
And this is no disrespect to JH.
What year was that?
But,
keep talking. Sorry.
But what do I say all the time? Why do we play these games, bro?
To win.
To get a bigger contract.
For some players.
For some players. But we started off playing these games to win. And I just think at the end of the day, that's where for me, D Wade is always gonna have that notch. And if I know if I have D Wade on the floor at his peak, he's gonna be able to produce for me offensively, and he's gonna be able to go out there and guard. I can't say the same for JH. Now JH is gonna do everything else. He's gonna facilitate, get the offense going, but the ball is like sucked into a vacuum because it's always got to be into his hands. Now if we're gonna go off like, oh, who's more gifted offensively? Probably JH.
Yeah.
But overall,
Nah.
the Flash, bro, all day,
Rocking with him.
all day.
Rocking with him.
I won't even think twice.
All right.
Give us your advanced stats on James Harden, please.
You want advanced stats, or do you want to let me know why you also think it's Dwayne Wade over Harden?
Nah, let's you go. You rock it out.
Okay.
And then
So
I'll go back.
this is what I think about this conversation, right? James Harden, well, I think a good point that you made about D Wade is kind of the same point that we have about Derek Jeter. We get the advanced stats. we get the plain basic stats. We get all that.
Don't hit me up about no advanced stats about Derek Jeter, bro. I'm tired of the whole, oh, he wasn't even the best player on his team, bro. Cut it out.
Main player on his team.
Cut it out.
Mr. November. But
Cut it out.
Let's keep it going.
Sorry.
Let's keep it going.
No.
I had to let that be known.
Don't be, because I'm on the same boat. When that conversation, for those that don't know, obviously off camera a couple days ago, someone brought a specific scenario or specific stats in against Derek Jeter, and yeah, we weren't very happy about it. We would actually maybe we will extend an invitation so you can come up here and get cooked.
Word.
Because if those are the stats that you're bringing to disregard someone's greatness, yeah.
It says enough.
Yeah, but besides that, same thing you said about DJ, right? Or what we said about DJ. We get the stats, all that fun stuff, but at the end of the day, Derek Jeter as a shortstop has 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
5 of them things. So I get that argument with D Wade against Harden. But I'm gonna get nasty. Mm-hmm. Right? In baseball, yeah, you do kind of have to have a team. Everybody has to do the roles, but at the end of the day, you do have positions. You kind of have to individually. Now, again, you know, we can really get into it, but you have to individually do what you got to do in that position, right? In basketball, it's a team sport, right? Okay, all right. A lot of the argument is D Wade, or the teams that D Wade has been on, have been astronomical teams that even Joe Schmo, if was playing, could probably get a chip. And that's probably being disrespectful, but let me actually really get into it. People are saying someone like Paul Pierce, if you just switch Paul Pierce and put him and D Wade, he probably would have the 3 rings.
In 06, Paul Pierce probably wouldn't have won. I'm keeping it real.
I'm with you. I'm a little biased against Paul Pierce, but I'm just using that name because there's a different scenario, right? I think because of what Teague is arguing, and a lot of people are going to argue, listen, bro, if we're going by player, James Harden scores more. He probably averages more assists. I don't know, man. I think if one of you guys told me James Harden is a better player than D Wade, I wouldn't argue with.
So do you think it's because he gets the ball more for assist purposes? Because he's a 2, but he plays the 1.
James Harden.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, because D Wade is also a 2, and I think in 06 he played the 1 more.
He was handling the rock, yeah, a lot.
I think in those few couple years of, you know, rookie, sophomore, whatever you want to call those years, he was a guard, but because of the lack of point guards they had at the time, he had to play like a dual guard.
Yeah, he had white chocolate, and not in his prime,
But it was still white chocolate.
correct.
Listen, man.
I could hear the assist. You know,
Yeah, I mean James
the
Harden.
points.
James Harden, he led the league a few times in assists. He had 1 or 2 seasons where he led in points. I want to say it was 2 seasons at 36 point whatever, and then 34 points the next year. Nothing against Wade's offensive. The thing with Wade is I don't think he has to score at a high clip like that. But if we're talking player v player, I can understand where someone could be like, well, Harden scores X amount while D Wade's only scoring X amount.
Yeah, because of the way the way the team in Houston was constructed. Because we're just going to talk about prime. Because we're not going to talk about KC because of he was a goober, and we're not going to talk about anything else because he's a scrub.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about Houston. We're going to talk about PJ Tucker and them boys. It was literally, and Steve D'Antoni was like, yo, we're shooting the 3 or we're going ahead to the rim, which worked in his favor. Like, I'm going to get to the rim or I'm throw the cheese back out and we're shooting a clip.
Right.
So I think it just worked in his favor as to why he went ahead and had so many assists. Because when you crash on him, he's passing it out. When you got guys that can shoot, Ariza, Gordon, it's very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, when he's out here putting 40, 50 on, I get it, the clip. And playing a whole 82 games. But then we talk about winning, we talk about playoffs, and it's like he's burnt out. His usage rate is at an all-time high. They're actually playing defense. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like prime Harden, we're talking about prime Harden, and we always bring up what he did against Golden State and how bad he fell short. You know, you're up 3-1.
KD.
I get it. No, KD wasn't there. I don't think KD.
You're talking Houston?
Talking about Houston.
Oh, you're talking
James
Houston.
Harden, going against Clay before that 3-1. Before they went 3-1 and lost, and then that's when the Cavs won that year.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm saying is, they go ahead 3-1. All right, I get it. Golden State, you're probably not gonna win there.
I don't think it was that. I think OKC was up 3-1.
Yeah, okay.
And
yeah.
that's when Durant ends up.
I think, the next year it was JH in Houston.
But
he was there.
I don't think you're far off. So I probably shouldn't be doing this, but because I think if it wasn't that season, it might have been the season before that. But it was one of those 2 seasons where Houston probably should have won that series against Golden State.
They're up.
Yeah.
They have a game 6.
I think they were up 3-2. I think that was a series. Chris Paul got hurt or whatever the case may be.
Hamstring, same.
Yeah.
That we talk about every year. 3-2. You're at home, and shoots the bed, bro. At home.
Right.
You know, you got the lead against Golden State, who we know who they are. And then you go in game 6 at home, you lose it, and in game 7, tough and Golden State. You lose it too. I'm just saying, D Wade 2-0. I get it. The glove. I get it. You got Shaq. I get it. You got White Chocolate, Alonzo Mourning. But I do have a couple stats for you.
Yo.
We all gonna know. We bring up those names. I was talking to someone today. I was bringing up, oh, he had Shaq. He had White Chocolate. He had the glove. He had... And then they're like, damn, he had all those players in 06. But I'm like, did y'all forget they played in the 90s? Like, they're out their bags. Let's bring up Shaq numbers. Let's bring up Shaq. Let's bring up these boys.
Oof.
What do you think Shaq numbers was in the finals?
In 06?
In 06, what do you think his numbers were?
Points wise, I'm gonna say probably 16 points per game.
He had 16 and 10. What do you think about Alonzo Mourning?
Alonzo probably wasn't scoring at that higher clip than Shaq. Alonzo was probably 14.
Nope.
Less than that?
Less.
9.
Nope.
Even less.
Less.
Oh. Well, whatever. If it's less than 9
I lied. Shaq averaged 13.7.
in the playoffs.
No. In the finals.
Oh, in the finals. Okay.
We're going to talk about being down Dwayne Wade 2-0. Shaq, 13.7. What do you think, Alonzo Mourning?
Well, yeah, you said
4. He had 4. All right. He had Alonzo Mourning, 4 that everyone talks about. Talk about Shaq, 13.7. All right, how about Gary Payne? How many points did Gary Payne average?
a nice 6.3.
Woo, 2.7. Here we go.
Love it.
Let's go. White Chocolate. How much did he average?
A chocolate bar and some Skittles.
Pretty close. 8.5.
I'm on a roll right now.
It's actually not bad though.
For the point guard, right?
Yeah.
8 point. Okay. Antoine Walker. Do we know who he is?
Yeah. No, we're not doing that to Walker.
All right, just make sure we know.
Yeah. Beantown Walker was different.
I promise you. I told somebody that name today, and they were like, "Who?"
Yeah. Those are casual fans, brother.
Yeah.
Man, guess how much he averaged? It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not bad.
11.
13.
Oh, that's close.
James Posey.
9.
7.
He was good for a clutch 3.
Or 2.
Yeah.
UD.
Oh,
06, but he was kind of young.
He was young.
I'm gonna say 7.
All right, so we talked about UD. White Chocolate. How many assists do you think he has? It's a point guard.
Yeah, and had like 6.
Oh, he had 13 assists, bro.
Oh, here we go.
How many?
He had 4.7.
Oh, I was about to say that.
It's about 5.
Nice little 5 for a backup, you know.
No, so he was a little pedestrian, but he was alright.
It was alright.
I mean, okay. All right.
Like back in the day, like Jordan,
06, that's good.
Jordan type players. Like he did.
Come on.
No.
Don't stop with that.
I'm just saying. Because he had 5, and then Wade had 4 assists. Right. Doing that.
Tough. All-star. Hall of Famer.
All together in the finals. Dwayne Wade had 208 points.
Okay.
Scored in the finals. 208.
All right.
Okay.
The next person closest to him, 83.
On the Heat?
On the Heat.
Was it Shaq?
Nope.
Who was it?
Antoine Walker.
Damn.
See, I know we're not talking bad about Walker. You heard me?
Nah.
He walked. He walked so we can crawl.
Wow. That is fire.
Whatever.
That is fire. Not gonna lie. We gonna bring up, because I'm the stat guy, right? This is what I do best.
That's exactly what you are.
This is what I do best.
You're already about to get cooked.
Oh, I'm already by some advanced stats.
I'm about to bring up these advanced stats. You heard?
Please bring them up. That's your only defense, right? DJ, where you at? Down 2-0. Game 3. 42-13.
D Wade.
D-Wade.
D Wade.
Down 2-1. 36-3. 43-4. 36-10.
To close it out?
To close it out. to close it out. To close it out.
Well, I think that guy's nice. I think that guy's nice, yeah.
Hold on, let's bring up James Harden.
Yeah. No, I got it right here. You
With
ain't
the
got
boys.
Mm-hmm.
With the boys.
Oh,
Here we
brother.
go. Here we
With the
go.
boys. Because we talked about James Harden's prime and how he couldn't do it then. Let's see when he had more help. When he had KD and he had Russell. And he was a 6-man player of the year, right?
Oh, we're talking
right?
about at OKC?
Yeah. Let's go all facets of his career.
Okay.
Because we got to pick a spot where James Harden is killing the game. He's overall better than. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
06?
So you're going all
Says
6.
it all. It says it all.
Was he even in the league?
No.
No, he was a goober. So look, check this out. Durant, 36. Westbrook, 27. 2 and 6. 5 points, 4 personal fouls.
Oh,
Oh,
this
boy.
is in the finals.
This is 6-man of the year. The X factor is James Harden. He's the reason why OKC is gonna go ahead and dethrone my bad LeBron James. They're gonna go ahead. KD's gonna be the face because of this man. This is him. This is who they scared of. 5 points, 4 personal fouls. Had to sit his ass on the bench. Cephalosha was starting because he couldn't get it done. Let's continue. Another game. James Harden, 37 minutes played, 2 for 10, 8 points. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant, 28 points, Russell Westbrook, 43. Where's my boy? These are 2 big losses. 2 big losses. Where was your 6-man of the year that's supposedly gonna get the job done? 2 L's.
Just for giggles, I don't know if you have it. What were D-Wade's stats? What were D-Wade's stats in those games? What were they? I just want to know.
I don't think I have it saved, but I'll tell you this: he averaged 24.
Oof.
My boy averaged 20, 24 to his 5, 8. I think he had one good game. I think he had 21 one game. That's it. That's its early age 6-man of the year. Cool. Oh, guess what? 06? That was D Wade's first couple years carrying a team and getting them there. You had the players around you to go get it done. You just had to show up. Didn't show up. Goes ahead to Houston. Shoots the bed. Goes back and revisits KD, Kyrie. Shoots the bed there. I want to leave. Go play with Embiid. What are you going to do now? I want to trade. He always moving to the stars. Guess what? Guess what my boy D-Wade said? Hey, LeBron, I ain't going nowhere. You coming to me. This is Wade County. Come see me. I won here. We're winning here. I'm not going nowhere. 3 for 3. He wear it on his back and in his chest.
Are you done?
Are you done?
No.
Oh.
You better not start.
Oh.
I might finish. First and foremost, 3 out of 5. He didn't go 3 for 3. I'm just gonna say that.
I'm saying he had 3 rings for the number that he wears on his chest.
Oh, got it. Okay. Cool. We'll start with 2011 or whatever, right? You mentioned, Cephalosha had to start because your stats. Well, if I'm 6-man of the year, that means I don't start.
We're not gonna sit here and say he should have started.
No, if I'm 6-man of the year, I'm not gonna start because my best game is coming out as a 6-man. So that being said, Lou Wills should be a starting point guard. That being said, JR should be a starting shooting guard. That being said, Jamal Crawford should be a starting shooting guard. But guess what? They're not. They're 6-mans of the year, so they're going to be the 6th man coming off the bench.
So did he play like a 6-man of the year?
You're absolutely right. He didn't. But I'm just saying that your whole point of Cephalosha had to start because your stats incorrect, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just saying Cephalosha had to start because one, he couldn't play deep.
No, Cephalosha had to start because he's probably their defensive player right now, and my 6-man's going to be my 6th man.
And wasn't, but okay.
Correct. I didn't say you're wrong in that aspect. Cool. All right. 2009 was what? Second season? Rookie season?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm playing with, I'm going to say an early prime KD.
Yeah.
An early prime Westbrook. Yeah. As a six man, I probably should be more than what you said, 5 points, whatever assists, 4 turnovers, or yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Terrible.
But let's go back to what you mentioned. If it was off camera, then it was off camera, and if it was at the beginning of the episode, that was the beginning episode. But you said maybe we should get down to their prime of their years, and I think 2011 wasn't Harden's prime. Correct?
So when is his prime?
I'm probably going to say second, third year of Houston. That's probably what, 2016?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Now, before I start what I'm going to say, you're absolutely correct. Shaq is no longer Shaq in 06. Alonzo Mourning is no longer Mourning. Jay Wills, Gary Payton, XXYZ. That's fine. But if we want to harp in a six man of the year, a dude in the league for 3 years for averaging X amount, but we have so-called superstars averaging 13 points a game, when their best big man for the Mavs is Dirk Nowitzki, and defense is not there for Dirk. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Wade's this great, and he is. Listen, let me not disregard D Wade like that, but D Wade carried. Yeah, I'm gonna have to carry my team because guess what? My so-called most dominant player of the year or of history is only averaging 13 points per game against a defenseless Dirk Nowitzki.
Correct. Says a lot.
Cool. Gary Payton. I forgot the stat that you. Okay.
7
points per game, right? We're talking about Gary Payton.
I hear you.
Mr. Glove.
I hear you.
I don't need you to score 10 plus. I need you to stop whoever their guard is, which is Wade. And guess what? He didn't do it. So whatever, you got it there. Jay Williams, White Chocolate, Alonzo Mourning, Antoine Walker, yada, yada, yada. All these guys that should be ex-superstars. So let's go into Harden's prime. You naming Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker. Yeah, I'm going to have to go off regular season, and guess what? Then comes playoff time. My legs are probably going to get tired because I got to carry Trevor Ariza, PJ Tucker. I'm carrying the let me not say most horrible, but a very overrated coach in Mike D'Antoni, so I can take this Houston Rockets team to the playoffs and for 2 years almost make it to the finals because we almost beat that year's champions, which is Golden State Warriors. And Next year they were the champions as well, but it's whatever because the team that should have won was OKC, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not going to harp on Harden's performance in X year, which playoff, this, that, and the third, when I don't really have the supporting cast that Wade had, or quote unquote the supporting cast, because again, I do agree that they're not in their prime anymore. But Shaquille O'Neal in 06 should probably be averaging more than 13. Alonzo Mourning in 06, again, the Dirk Nowitzki or whatever other center or power forward that they had shouldn't be stopping Alonzo Mourning in 06.
I hear you. But it is what it is. That's how they played.
And you're absolutely right. I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is disregarding James Harden's greatness because of XYZ is very ill-advised. My man, in his prime years, averages 28 plus a game. 3 seasons in a row, he averaged 30 plus a game.
He sounded like a lot of Clay Kershaw, bro. A lot of regular season, no playoff, no butter, no jelly.
And
cool. That's not the player I want. I want an overall player that's gonna win.
You're absolutely.
I
and listen, I'm telling you, you are absolutely right. I told you guys from the beginning, if we're going by careers, there is no argument. If we're going by players, D Wade as a player, James Harden as a player. In the shooting guard position.
I'm just saying, but okay, because you're squeezing the melon to get the answer you want.
Okay.
And I feel like we're not going to do that.
Okay.
Because now it gets into, we're talking about his numbers, how he gets 40 and 10. Cool, I hear you, but the overall aspect is overall player that can go ahead and win. And it doesn't matter if you win with more or you win with less. Because you're down 2-0 with the players you got. Mm-hmm. He had players to go ahead. He was there for a reason in the playoffs. He was the reason why he won an MVP that year. There's no reason you go game 6 in your hometown and go ahead and lose and shoot the bed. That's on you. I don't care if Chris Paul goes down. I don't care. You're supposed to be the best player on your team. You get it done. Same way how D-Wade down 2-0. Eric Spoelstra wasn't no Eric Spoelstra of this year. He was still up and coming. That's probably not his 6th, 7th career.
But I disagree with that because he's been in the organization for 9 years before that and under a very perennial coach in Pat Riley. So in those years of being a video, whatever the heck he was, offensive coordinator or whatever, and then eventually an assistant coach, I am learning under Pat Riley, which Bud Holzer did under Pop, which whoever, what's this guy? Now I'm forgetting dudes' names, of course, during an argument, but all these guys under Pop that now are head coaches in their respective teams did the same thing, and that's because they were under a perennial head coach. So I'm not going to let you have that Eric Spoelstra wasn't Eric Spoelstra in 2011 or whatever.
His first couple years.
In 2011?
D-Wade said he had growing pains with him. He said they had to learn together.
As every player would. Every player would. If regardless if we're hiring or bringing up a new coach, now I got to learn your system. We're going to have growing pains.
So my point is, it wasn't like he was established. He was growing with him. 06, it was growing with him. It wasn't like
but is that
established.
Is that
he made
Eric Spoelstra's fault or D-Wade's fault?
It's no one's fault. I'm just saying what particular situation they were in. He was in that particular situation. So was he with D'Antoni. It is what it is. We have people with David Blatt as their head coach.
And what happened with David Blatt?
Did they win? No.
No, because he got fired midway through the season and brought up Ty Lue.
My point exactly. Why?
It's not Eric Spoelstra.
How do we know that?
I know that because the guy before him is named Pat Riley.
But my thing is, there was no situation in him to grow. How you just gonna have someone? Here's you start here, and here you start here. You're obviously gonna go different with someone higher up. They just threw him in there in the fire.
David Blatt.
David Blatt, correct.
David Blatt was always
in. How long he's been in the year?
Dave's always been in the Cleveland organization when they hired him.
He just threw him in there.
So you're going against my point, because my point is Eric Spoelstra has been under Pat Riley 8 years before he became head coach. If they're just bringing David Blatt from freaking Madagascar, who did he have over him to learn from?
My thing is, whatever situation you're in, you're dealt with, you got to make it happen. If you're overall the best player in whatever situation you're in.
So basically,
OKC,
what you're saying with what you just said, and then D-Wade saying that we have growing pains, that's D-Wade's fault then. That's not Eric Spoelstra's fault.
It's not his fault because he won.
Who?
D-Wade won.
No, yes, of course. But I'm letting you know that that's not because of Eric. That's because of D-Wade.
Correct.
If we're having
James Harden.
Well,
Steve D'Antoni.
No one said he had growing pains.
I know. I'm just saying because you're talking about. He has Steve D'Antoni. He developed the game for him. He said, "Hey, you can shoot the three as much as you want and get to the paint." That was for James Harden. He created it for him.
Right.
Offensively.
Correct. Now we all know Mike D'Antoni's offensive scheme doesn't work in the NBA.
No, we know this.
No.
Maybe now they might though. Maybe now, but in that time.
Yeah, but who was the main person to go ahead and do it? James Harden was the man to do it.
No, you're absolutely right. But it's the same argument that I have with you guys with the Yankees. I could be Aaron Judge, but if my manager is booty cheeks, then what's the point?
But hey, you're down 2-0. You got players, ex-players underperforming. He took it upon himself to go ahead and drop 36, 43, 36 and win that.
Legendary.
And win it.
In my book.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't know. James Harden had opportunities to prove that for us. You know?
1,000.
All the players that we like, yeah, we like them, but at the end of the day, they won. Kyrie, game-winning shot. You know what I mean? LeBron James, our favorite player, he's hit multiple game-winning shots. You know what I'm saying? Like they're son about players that we like. I watched a game of D-Wade. When I first started watching, it was Dwayne Wade before LeBron. I'm like, yo, I love D-Wade. His game just, I'm like, yo, I want to play like him. I couldn't, but I'm like, D-Wade is that. Guess what happens that same year? They friggin' win. Like, they win. I don't want to score. Overall, like, what can you do? Score? Cool. I'll get someone else that can score just as good. I want a winner.
Yeah, I know that's how you feel.
I want a winner.
That was.
I want a scorer. I want a guy that goes ahead and defend.
Well, we'll keep that in the pocket for another conversation. I'll remember that.
Yeah.
What you just said?
Yeah.
I'll remember that. Oh,
Just say.
no. The only reason I'm doing that is because EJ brought that up in our last episode, and you disregarded that heavily.
Well, that's because you're gonna watch the videos over and over.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. My bad. My bad. You're right.
If you would, I'd blunt this down.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's all I want. A winner. I want a guy who's gonna go out there in the hole 2-0, make it happen. Like I'm gonna be honest. If he goes ahead in Houston, 3-2 and wins there, right? Wins there, goes in and makes something happen. He doesn't even necessarily need to win, but goes on that run. There's a debate. There can be a debate. There's no debate. You're not a winner. He's not a winner. He's just a scorer.
Do they beat Cleveland? You think they beat Cleveland?
Because that was the year they got hurt.
James Harden wins. He wins. Kevin Love goes down. Kyrie goes down. They have a chance to win. And if he wins, we can only. I don't rate the other two chips that D-Wade got with LeBron. Take them out.
Yeah.
I don't throw them out. We won. We got one. D-Wade has one to what? 0. Give me one.
He would have had to beat LeBron.
Don't get me wrong. He would have scored. He would have gave him 50. But that's we're talking about.
No,
James Harden,
Well,
prime.
That's
it's
also-
only LeBron. Forget.
That's also if Chris
Kevin
Paul came
Love.
back. Because I think if they still didn't have Chris Paul, then maybe they still have a. Because they had Deladova, and Deladova was kind of locked down that finals. I know Chris Paul's not Steph, but Deladova probably still would have given him that defensive work.
He would have tried. At least.
Yeah.
But that's my point. You get a team like that. You beat. Say less. You beat LeBron. You beat LeBron. I'm sorry. Your one against that one may seem a little heavy, and you got the stats to prove it.
I'm not letting you have that, but all right. Because they wouldn't beat LeBron.
They wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
They would beat.
There's no.
They would beat the Cavs because LeBron's still doing what he's doing. The Cavs are just
I know, but
depleted.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like we can't.
Well, Ty Lue, I think, was already.
We got OKC. We got OKC James Harden. No one wants to predicate that to him because it's so early. But he was 6-man. He had KD. We can't give him that. All right, so we give us Houston. All right, Houston in his prime. He had 2 years to do it. Had the Warriors to do it. He didn't do it. Then he went ahead. All right, we're going with Brooklyn. We got the 3-headed beast.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Didn't do it. All right, now you go to the Philly. What they do this past season? At home? What they do?
I'm not letting you do that because that's not because of Harden.
What they do?
That's not because of Harden though.
Now it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Is Harden the number one player in Philly this year?
And Embiid, well, he dropped 41 in the first game when
And then that's because of why? No. He dropped 41. Why? Why he dropped 41?
he was out.
And so what Wade did in 06 when Shaq scoring 13, when Alonzo scoring 7.
So you're telling me game 6 at home, or was the game 6 to close out?
Game 6 was
to close out.
Was home.
Against the Warriors.
No. Philly and Boston.
Philly going against
This year.
Yeah. At home, you're telling me you're not gonna close out? I don't care who the hell's on the court. You're James Harden.
But I think Harden.
You're not gonna go ahead and win.
But is that Harden's fault or Embiid's fault?
That's freaking Harden's fault, and Embiid. But it's Harden's fault because you're gonna tell me you had in you 41 in you. 41 game 1. You're telling me you can't go and take over
That's an extreme
couple minutes?
pause.
It's not 41. God damn.
That's an extreme pause, but okay. Continue. My bad. You know.
Like if you're capable of going ahead and scoring at that such of a clip, wouldn't you have that in you to go ahead and you don't have to get 41, but be an X factor in that game to get that done in a game 6 at home. Screw Embiid. We said it, like screw Shaq, screw them.
Okay.
At this point, it's winner takes all right here.
Right.
Because then you got to go to Game 7 in their house, and you know how that goes.
So let me bring this up because I'm bringing up the stats here of Game 6 and Game 7, right?
I was literally looking up the same.
Right. What do you consider? Hold up before I say something because game 7, all right, we can, but Game 6, like you said, we're at home, we probably should close it out. What do you consider not closing out? Because
How much they lose by? 9?
they lost by 9, right? But in this game, right, I'm not going to fault both of these guys. Embiid goes 26 and 10, okay, 1 assist, but who cares? I mean, you're Embiid, I don't need you to assist. But James Harden goes 13, 9, and 7 as my second. Even though Maxey scores 26, 5, and 3. Now, the rest of the team, are we really putting that on Harden?
13 is just not enough.
Even with my number one player scoring 26.
26 and 10.
And then, arguably, my number 3, even though half the season people said he's the number 2, he scores 26.
Who?
Maxey.
No, we had we have a big game from Maxey, a pretty good game from not James Harden, Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. Then you have 13, 9, and 7. But what do you shoot for?
Oh, well, I don't think they'll let me have that here. I would have to get into it.
That's because my thing is 13 points in a Game 6. I just want to see how many shots he put up. That really dictates on how his game went. Mm-hmm. Is he very passive? Like if you're not aggressive, then in a Game 6 and you're that guy, I'm gonna be upset that you only took 10 shots. I'm gonna be tight.
So Harden goes. Yeah, well, to your point, he played horribly. 4 for 16, 0 for 6 from the 3. He's 5 for 5 from 3 free throw, and his points plus minus is -10. So to your point, he played horribly, or bad. I won't say horribly.
Yeah, he didn't play horribly, but he didn't play as a Game 6 at home.
I remember that game. That was when JT turned it up in the 4th.
Yeah, but my guy shoots 4.
Shout out to Jason Tatum.
No, he went off. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I think JT was the only reason why they won that game. But I get it. No. I'm not trying to shy away.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
That's what stars do. In big moments, you go ahead.
The number one option stars. I do want to say that.
We're talking about overall better Dwayne Wade, James Harden. I don't want to hear you're the 3rd star, 1st star. No, bro. Whatever position you're put in, you're supposed to be the best in that spot.
End of the day, 1v1, James Harden, D Wade.
Yeah. Oh,
What's the score to 12? What's the score to 12?
12-10, and the reason why is D-Wade's probably going to get 2 defensive stops because he is a probably better defender, but James Harden's going to at least get to 10 because he can score better than D-Wade.
Yeah.
I like that, 12-10.
Yeah.
And I like that analysis of the game. I can see it. D-Wade gets 2 big stops. Boom.
2 behind the back blocks, typical D-Wade stuff.
I forgot to bring this up. I'm about to bring it up, but it's funny. It's not even like a...
But that being said, I still think you guys are right. Career-wise, D-Wade over Harden. I was just bringing the argument because if we're just going player, I can see why Jeff T would pick Harden over D-Wade.
Yeah.
Not bringing the careers in. That's the only reason why. But
I'm just saying, that Euro, who did that first?
Manu. This is going to conclude. This is going to conclude this episode of the Big E. Oh, sorry. This is going to conclude this episode of the Big E
Smallz
podcast, and we love you guys. We'll catch you next time. But remember, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. We'll catch you guys next time. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.